to be able to read what somebody was writing at the time that things were happening is really to time travel back into another era. My name is Nina Burleigh. I'm a journalist and author, and one of my books is about the scientists who went into Egypt with Napoleon in 1800 and uncovered the ancient Egyptian relics, from the Sphinx to the pyramid to the temples at Karnak and Thebes. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a detective and an archaeologist at different times. And journalism allowed me to be a detective in some ways. And working on this project allowed me to be an archaeologist as well. I was living in France working on another book, and I was in the library, and I saw a librarian go by with a cart piled high with these old linen-paged books that had been created by these scientists who went on this expedition with Napoleon in 1800 and came back, and I was captivated from that moment on. Why is Napoleon going to Egypt? He's going to Egypt because he has himself dreams of being like Alexander the Great. He's going to bring democracy to the Egyptians. He's going to conquer these lands for the glory of post-revolutionary France. Bringing the scientists along to Egypt was a project that belongs to the Enlightenment era, in the sense that the Enlightenment was a period of trying to look at the world rationally, as opposed to through alchemy and sorcery and witchcraft and superstition. And these scientists were the early modern scientists. And today we would call them botanists or biologists or entomologists. The scientists and these young engineers traveled with soldiers who were fighting a war to take Egypt for the French. So they were out there on horseback. They were seeing for the first time along the Nile these colossal relics, and they became fascinated. The young engineers who were supposed to be there helping build roads kept sneaking off from their road building duties to go and check out these colossal temples in Middle Egypt. The Sphinx was still up to its nose in sand. Today, if you go there, you can see its paws. The tiny hieroglyphic script on all of these buildings that they didn't understand. The modern Egyptians had no clue. It was as lost to them as it was to the Europeans. One of the most amazing finds that they made was accidental. The engineers were instructed to, I believe, take down or build a wall somewhere outside of Cairo in the desert. And poking through the sand, they pick up this rock that has hieroglyphic script for a few lines, and then what they called Demotic script, which was a more modern Middle Eastern language, and then the modern Middle Eastern language at the bottom. So there they had this, what looked like a code. The significance of the Rosetta Stone was immediately apparent, and had the scientists not been there, to this day we might still not understand the hieroglyphic script. A lot of people think of history as just a list of dates and events. But when you look at the journals of people who lived in these other times, you understand that history isn't just dates and facts and events. It's life as it was lived by people just like us in a different time.